Hello to everyone watching. Thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna be shining my shoes while we're doing most of this. So today's video is going to be what I've learned in just the 6 days of being here at NMMI. Really 6 days that I didn't even have to be here. But I'll explain that in just a little bit. Let's start off with our interesting facts. There are 43 quintillion, 252 quadrillion, 3 trillion, 274 billion, 489,856,000 ways that a normal 3x3 Rubik's Cube can be scrambled. Rubik's Cubes are something that I've had an interest in ever since middle school. I think it was like summer of 6th grade that I thought it'd be kind of cool to learn how to solve one of those. The cool kid in my class, my social studies class, his name was Sarayan. He was able to solve a Rubik's Cube pretty fast. At the time, it seemed like ridiculously fast, but if I actually compare it to now, it was probably only like maybe 45 seconds, but it seemed like lightning quick back then when you didn't know how to do it. So, impressed all the girls. Wow, you're so cool, all this stuff. So I set out that summer to learn how to do that. Did that for a couple years, and then once I got into high school, Rubik's Cubes aren't cool. And then it was during COVID. I just got a new Rubik's Cube, the GAN 356M. It's like one of the best Rubik's Cubes out there, and it's a speed cube. That kind of got me back into it, and so anyway, back at it now. Personal best is a 23.45, just a flex. But anyway, going over all of the stuff that I've learned in my first 6 days at NMMI, it's a lot. Like, it is a lot more than I would have thought. Like, if you would have told me 6 days ago that I would have learned all of this just in the first 6 days, I would have been like, that's a fib. Like, you're lying. There's no way. So, first of all, the first thing that they want you to go over and learn is the rank structure. And so that's just so that you can really, really get implemented in your mind, just respecting the people that have a higher rank than you, and especially when you're a rat and you have 0 rank and 0 abilities to do anything really. It's your job to know the rank of people and give them the respect that they deserve. That's just kind of what your job is. And so what a rat stands for, it's not a derogatory term. It's not, they'll tell you this all day, that it's not them trying to be mean, but at the same time they love calling you rats. Hey rat, get over here, blah 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 blah. But rat stands for recruit at training. That's what RAT stands for. And if all goes well, your recruit class will be able to turn into yearlings or basic private cadets about the 4th of December. That's perfect. And the last time that happened was 4 years ago. The last 3 years between all of that, the rats have not turned to yearlings until about February, so I might be in this for the long run, but no, it'll be all right. But anyway, you learn the rank structure. So from private, it goes private first class, all the way, like those are the first 2, all the way up to lieutenant colonel and colonel. Now I could go over a description of what all of those positions do, but we'll be here forever. So that's where you get your chain of command. Your rank structure training is within the first couple days. Other thing that you have to learn is the faculty, and so you have to memorize all of their names, of the commandant of cadets, the superintendent, the high school principal, the vice principal, all of those things. But what I did was I just kind of, like, they all have really weird names, and so I kind of like wrote a little couple sentences to help me remember, like the superintendent. I said the superintendent was walking in the woods and saw a major grizzly bear, and the superintendent's name is Major Grizzle. But so I kind of did that with all of them, and that's how I memorized all of those. And then the rat things. So you have a lot of jobs and responsibilities as a rat, but the basic things that you gotta start with are the rat line. So the rat line is this line right over in, it's over on the next stoop. It's basically, it's just the edge of the concrete over by a designated area where troop HQ, I'm in HQ troop, lines up, like just the rats. That's where we have to line up every morning, every formation, everything. When you are on the rat line, you are supposed to be looking forward. You are not allowed to speak. You are not allowed to do really anything. If you have a question, you have to stick your fist out and you have to say permission to ask a question. If you want to go to parade rest, you have to do what's called popping two. And so what popping two is you have to go highest rank under stoop, and then if it's anything below an NCO, a non-commissioned officer, then they'll just say their rank, and you'll replace that for what I'm about to say. But if it's an officer, you have to say sir or ma'am. And so depending on who it is, if it's an NCO or if it's an officer, you'll say, excuse me, sir, or their rank. Cadet Recruit Quintana, HH, requesting permission to rest. And if you're loud enough, they'll say rest. But if not, they will say, no, do it again. And you'll have to do it again, louder and louder, until you're loud enough to where they think it's okay for you to rest. So in, I want to say it was my last video, or was the video before that, squaring corners is what I didn't really define as well as I should have. But basically, when you are rat walking or running, you are running on the far right side of the sidewalk, and you will square your corners whenever you have to turn. And so anyone that's ever done any sort of marching thing, marching band, or just kind of knows the basics has really ever seen anyone to march, you'll basically do like a right face or left face type movement with your feet, and that's how you're supposed to turn around corners. Now, when walking into a building, especially now because of COVID, you have to put on your mask. But you walk into a building, you have to remove your cover, and rats are not allowed to speak indoors, specifically in the dining hall. And so, like, in the dining hall, that's where you're not allowed to speak. Now, this video is already getting just a little bit long. I mean, anyway. So the next thing is that rats have to wear what's called a rat pack. And I'll show you that in the next video when it'll be right after this one, but when I give a tour of the DRI, the daily room inspection of this room. And it's basically just a Camelback with water in it so that we don't die and so that we can hydrate because we're running everywhere. But it also has to have our cadet ID. It also has to have pencils and papers to take notes. But it's just this Camelback. And then, okay, so I have to show you because I'm also going to do a, alright, so, 1 second, okay, this is the rat uniform. You have a rat pack right here. It's a Camelback in the back, water, notes, paper, all of that type of stuff is in here. You have to wear a bright red shirt. We're given some of these, and our athletic shorts. This is called our PT uniform wherever we go. Mask has to be in your pocket. You have to wear these nice long athletic socks that pull all the way up to your high shin. And if they're pulled down any lower than your high shin, you will get corrected. But that you have to wear black running shoes wherever you go. They issue you a pair, but they're kind of uncomfortable. But I brought my own anyway. What else? Part of the riot uniform. Oh, your key. Your key. You cannot leave your room without your key. It is very, very important because they will give you a lot of heck if you forget your key. I haven't forgotten mine yet, so that's awesome. But that's the rat pack. Okay, so just because this video is getting a little bit lengthy, I'll just cut it there as far as all the rat things go. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. That was kind of just that's like first day stuff. All of that is kind of like the first and second day of things that you'll learn: the rank structure, chain of command, the faculty. All of those basic rat stuff, the rat uniform, that's all kind of first day stuff. But I will get into the second and third day stuff in the next video. So, thanks for watching. Tune in next time. Enjoy the ride.